to our July 1st work session meeting. It is 6:03. Couple announcements first. Decorum, we go. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't get all riled up.
I'll try.
Be respectful of everybody. Silence your phones, please.
I did.
We are recording. And if you need copies of the agenda, let us know. The agenda will be up here. Okay. Okay. I do want to thank everybody for the condolences. You lost a member there. Appreciate that very much. Just want to mention that. It's very appreciated. Let's do a roll call.
Mr. Kevin Farkas?
Yeah.
Ms. Susan Wood? Here. Mr. Jason Stornoff?
Present.
Ms. Alicia Cogley?
Present.
Mr. John McAdoo?
Present.
Bob Tate?
Here.
Justin Woodrick?
Here.
Okay, we're all here. Okay. So we're all here. We do have a physical quorum. Excellent. We can conduct business if we need to. Okay. If you all had a chance to see the agenda, which had been posted 24 hours in advance as per the Sunshine Act, any changes to the agenda tonight? I do have one point of privilege. I'd like for us to tackle, when we get into council business, tackle public safety, because you want to leave, you need to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we could put public safety up first, with that out of the way for you. Okay. Okay, so we good on the agenda? Okay, so the agenda stands. Okay. Any citizens that care to speak?
Does anyone sign? No.
No one. Okay, wow, we're rolling through.
Oh, I'm good and welfare.
Good. Okay, reports and discussions. Mayor, how's your budget doing? You burning up some cash?
No, the only thing we burned up was the flags that we bought for the honor roll. So we have an American flag left over and the POW. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm not supposed to give anything to the fire department area, am I?
Shake my head myself.
The old West Mayfield Fire Department there?
The old, yes, where we have our elections. No, okay, all right, I didn't give anything there.
Okay.
So I have 2 left over,
Okay.
just so you know, for next year.
Good. Okay. Neighborhood watch stuff, anything like that you want to mention? You're usually on top of that, planning and stuff.
I sent a letter to the police chief, and asking for dates from him and Chief Stowe, what is good for them in July to meet with Sue and Kathy. And I haven't heard back. And me,
I'll have a contract.
not the contract, just to go over
Oh,
some, I have a list of what they do and what
All that safety stuff there.
what they do down there at theirs, and what we can conform to having to start one in September,
Okay.
if they'd like to go along with us. Okay.
Any soliciting permits? or-
No, I haven't had any. I was supposed to meet with someone last Monday and he never showed up.
Did you have one recently?
No.
Oh, you haven't.
None.
Remember, when you get that paperwork, send it to me and I'll post it.
Absolutely.
Okay, anything else?
No.
Okay. All right. Kathy, tax, school,
I'm spending money, don't worry about that.
you doing okay on your budget?
I
Resources?
don't know what I've spent, so I'm throwing up one basket. I just turn in receipts and when I run out of money, I just run out of money and somebody will tell me.
Okay, we'll let you know.
I'm good with that, yeah.
Okay. And, school taxes are,
School taxes, some of you should have gotten them today. Bob has his, they're in the car. We're good.
Yeah, thanks. Could you not, what money? That's what I said.
The millage went up.
Give me a whole
Yeah.
stack of how much? A lot.
I don't, my bill went up $100.
Mine
Oh.
was 100.
Wonderful.
Yeah, total.
Mine went up.
I do have I have this information on your page.
Yeah, I don't remember what the exact millage was.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You'll see two new things here I added. This is really for us, like our FYI. Engineer, do we have any engineering needs projects, Brian? I know we had talked about, or maybe Tina and I, we had talked about zoning map, we talked about street rights of way. Do we have any need for any of that with the engineer?
Very common.
The expense report?
Okay.
I don't know if this would be part of that.
Remember we were dealing with that lady down on the south. I talked to the lady in the corner, and she's fine with what we have to do there. I can get a hold of that guy next door.
Good try. Good. If you need, if you have any questions about the right of way, whatever, if you think the engineer can help you, let's reach out. Better safe than sorry. Okay. Solicitor, just for us, FYI for us, the legal work that we have going on with the solicitor, number one, the park rules. Jason, you submitted the park rules for the solicitor to look at, to know whether we need an ordinance or resolution. I don't know where that stands on that. Joe can tell us next week. Draft ordinances. We had asked Joe to draft an ordinance for the National Park Code as well as zoning for data centers. And there's one more thing you'll see coming up. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on the solicitation ordinance. And there's the Eastvale proposal and then litigation, two-piece litigation, one with PUC and Lisa Davis. So that's what Joe's doing for us right now. Right? Is that, we on the same page on that? That's what we're looking at. Alrighty, let's get the council. Let's go ahead and go to public safety here. Sue, this is your world. Here. How are we doing with the budget? Do you know? We doing okay? Spending money?
Yeah, I think $40.
Oh, we spend that on.
That was just her lunch.
We have the most expensive restaurant here in West Main.
Any operational administrative things?
I can't even find it myself like that.
Here we are.
Sorry. Oh, well, what was the question?
Are you doing the budget?
Oh, budget's
Any
okay.
administrative, operational things for
Well,
public safety?
I guess the round table really isn't for safety, I don't know what that is.
That's fine.
That's it, okay, all right, then I have nothing else.
Okay. Code enforcement. I have not received the report, written report. Asking, there it is.
Let me take it first.
The arrows.
So is the updated status of what issues was going on?
The
Does
arrows.
that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So.
And then the expense report of the occupancies that, I'm sure he handed that also to you,
That would be this one.
Okay.
of those things that got done.
Did you get a copy of that?
Uh-huh.
I will scan these, they'll go to the municipal archive.
So does everybody know about Deborah Chesnick?
Yes.
Me and Tina met almost, 2 weeks ago with the police. We had 4 cop cars up there. Somebody from
Like, well,
Crisis Center or something we found out she's been calling the police. She's got over 50 calls into the police. Harassing.
Into the courthouse.
And then she started calling judges and people in the courthouse. So I got the call that we need to do something about her. So we started looking into it, and here she hasn't had running water since October of 24. She lost the house to taxes September last year, and the guy that bought it couldn't get her out. So I went and got a sign from Beaver Falls Fire Department, gave me an uninhabitable sign. I posted it on her house. Police came with, all these people came with us. She wouldn't answer the door. So I taped it to the house and went on vacation the next day. And the chief called me on Monday, said that they went over and she did answer the door. She ripped the sign off the house and they arrested her for trespass.
Social services didn't want to,
First of all, they
Take it back,
said
yeah.
that they would 302 her. But then when they showed up and they said, no, we're not going to 302 her, she's all yours. Well, then the chief was pissed
Had no
off the
choice.
cat. So he arrested her and then the
So what
people,
address is this?
it's right next to Pat's house. I don't know. What is the
West Ninth Avenue.
Wait, it's not.
it's
the house.
technically
Okay.
37th Street Extension.
Yeah, it's behind
But-
Whipple Court.
Yeah.
That place that we've had a lot of
Well,
trouble
that
with.
greenhouse is like all dilapidated right there. Yeah, that house.
So then the people from the crisis center said, okay, we'll go ahead and 302 her. And the chief was mad. He said, nope, she's ours now. He took her to jail. So I got a hold of the owner of the house. Supposedly, I called him again today and he didn't have an update for me. He says, well, I think that we got the locks changed. And we're working with the Humane Society because she's got pets in there. So I don't know where we're at because he didn't call me back. But hopefully she's gone now and won't be back.
Well, she can't go back to that house because if she does, it's trespassing.
What's that?
They took her, if they didn't 302 her, if the police took her out, I'll run.
Well, they were gonna 302 her after she went to the
But she's
magistrate.
not dangerous to herself or others, so.
Well, we can't.
Yeah, he said she's
To
going to
let-
jail,
let
then
social
she'll go to the
services handle it.
magistrate, then they can take her. But anyways, I ordered signs, uninhabitable signs for house. I only ordered 10 of them, from downtown. And I also ordered business cards because I'm knocking on doors, nobody's home, I have nothing to leave them. So I ordered cards for the two of them. It has both our names on it. So they're both, I got a call from both of them
Did they get
today.
the animals out? Did they get the animals?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know anything.
And the police said animals are not their responsibility. They
No.
don't care.
There's
So
something about squatters' rights too, so it's.
cats are definitely a don't care, they said. And if there is a dog, then they would consider that, but we don't know what's in there.
I don't think there's a dog.
It's uninhabitable and she does not own the house and she hasn't paid rent.
Right, and there's, what I understand it's for.
Okay, well, let's bring the meeting back to order here. Thank you guys for dealing with that. What a crazy situation. It's unfortunate for us. What we learned is that, yes, in our ordinance, we do have the authority to mark a property uninhabitable, which kicks in the whole other legal protocol, right? So we never have to
But
do
what
that
we
before.
don't know, something that we're planning on going to the courthouse about is nobody knew that this house was sold. Correct?
That's because they're not keeping up like they used to.
You know-
They're doing some changes down there.
So I couldn't even do an occupancy permit
Yeah,
for that house or any other house that gets sold in a tax sale.
by tax sale. So we're gonna get in touch with the courthouse, to find out what's,
You know,
It's
How do
on-
we
it's on
tighten
there
this up?
now. It's on there now.
yeah, it was on there when I checked. That's how I found out who this guy was. I had to do my own detective work, you know? But my point being, how many others are being sold in tax sales that we're not knowing until who knows when,
Well, some of the
you
ones
know?
you just gave me
Mhm.
aren't changed on the website.
Yeah,
So
Right.
the old owner got the bills. I'm gonna have to, and I'm not allowed to change any information in my computer, even though I know it's wrong, until I get written permission from the courthouse.
well, like,
So when I go to print these bills and send them to the new owner, they're gonna be printed with the old owner's name, because I'm not allowed to change it.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did that work for us cutting grass?
Well, that's the other thing. He put a call in to Joe because did you ever turn anything into anybody to pass it on to Joe for the lien? I mean, if Joe didn't get it or Joe did get it, did he take it to the courthouse, was there a lien or no lien? We don't know. We put a call in, but we just haven't got anything back. But if they gave it to you, did you give it to Joe?
I've never received anything as far as
So-
photographs.
So we have nothing. We're just shit out of
How
luck.
many guys, have you guys been documenting how much you
I
guys cut the
think
grass?
that we
in?
could probably,
Just the one time?
Yeah.
You only cut the grass
That was
once?
only one time, but we was
Oh.
there for 8 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Only
talk,
once?
find out, get me a bill together and I'll get it to the new owner. We'll probably take care of it.
So
We
you
can
only
try
cut
it
the
anyway.
Verify with
That's it?
Joe that he actually
Yeah.
did or did not
That's
do this.
Well, you put a call into Joe, but I don't think, did Joe call you back, Bob, or no? About the lien?
I didn't talk to him about the lien.
Okay. Well, I thought you put a call into him.
Council went ahead and authorized the lien to be put on there.
Yeah, but
Joe should.
Joe wouldn't, if we didn't send it to Joe, then he don't have it.
Oh.
You would have to send it to
The,
us.
turn in yours to
We
the,
would have to
and then,
turn in a
yeah.
bill. So just get a bill to me and I'll get it to Aaron, the owner, and I think he'll probably take care of it. Because I talked to him, I said, places, you gotta get in there and get it cleaned up now. So he hadn't called me back. I'll call him again tomorrow.
If he's willing to work with us on that.
That's what I think.
Right.
And one other thing, we have a past president from council that has a mess in his yard and the neighbor's complaining. So I've got a couple emails from her and a couple phone calls because he's feeding thrown out corn cobs for the squirrels, but the raccoons are getting them and going into her yard. And she has to call animal control to get rid of them. And I went and talked to him about that and the vehicles in his yard. He's got the vintage, motorhome that you used to have to look at all the time, sitting in the middle of his yard. And cars in his yard, trailers in his yard. And he says, I'm getting rid of everything. I'm taking everything out. And I drove back by, and then I get another call from the neighbor late yesterday afternoon. He's bringing in another trailer. So I went and had another conversation with him. And he says, well, I'll just put some gravel down and I'll park it over on the gravel. I said, you don't have a permit to put in a parking lot. And you're not going to get a permit to put a parking lot in your yard. You have driveways and that's where you're going to park. Well, I'll just park it on the street. I said, well, if it's legal, fine. If it's not, then we'll cross that bridge and we'll end up at the magistrates again. And he says, well, then we'll just settle it in court. So just be aware that we may be going to court
Okay.
again.
You have the full authority of the borough to do what you need to do.
The last time I got spanked for it.
A little bit.
That was a different council though.
Okay.
But he knows.
We
where
won't
you
spank
live.
you. We're in the spanking here. This council. Okay. Anything else, Bob?
Nah, that's all I can think of right now.
Tina, planning, zoning, anything in there?
Just the issue about what are we gonna do about the map?
Yes, okay.
That's
So,
a hot thing, you know?
yeah, so there is a whole, well, it's under governance here, the movement towards Joe. If we're gonna do anything with the zoning ordinance, we might as well do a one-shot thing. I think I sent you guys a note saying, give me your wish list, and, because when we do this, we're gonna have to do this in a big way, because I believe there's gotta be a hearing or a commission held, something like that, to
Make new ordinances.
for the zoning in particular. And so if we're gonna do anything, let's do it all one shot, the map, the data center, or maybe other things we need to consider. But I don't know what I don't know. You guys know what the issues are with that zoning ordinance, which seems to be pretty screwy in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. So if we're gonna fix it, let's fix it, but it's in the works. I got this ball going.
So you want our wish list
How
then?
much you wish, yeah, so we'll finally get this done.
And what do you guys think about the RVs in people's yards?
What's the ordinance?
Well, that's why I got RV in my yard.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, other municipals, Chippewa, Rochester, they all have them where they're not allowed to be just parked, you know? I mean, I could print theirs out, you know?
We mean you're not allowed to be parked, what does that mean?
We could, there's so much latitude that we have, a municipality, to regulate stuff like that. I think the question is really what we want, right? First, what our ordinance do say or don't say, we need to understand that first. If we want to make adjustments, okay, we'll do that. That's not a zoning thing, that's we have a parking ordinance and stuff like the traffic ordinance, I think that might be in there, I guess.
There's nothing, and here's the thing, that, in my opinion, you don't wanna see and have it added in is, you don't want to where people can live in their recreational vehicles, you know what I mean? Like, one on Matilda was living in the damn thing, you know, I mean,
Oh, maybe.
you should, I mean, it's one thing just like to turn it on or have it there for a little bit, you know, but you shouldn't be living in the thing in your yard, you know, but that's my opinion, so.
Mine's parked between trips. I don't know, does that means anything, or do I need to put it somewhere else?
I mean, a lot of places can let you have it, but it has to be like not blocking,
Look.
not obstructing, you know what I
Mine's not
mean?
blocking anything, it's just in my
Some
yard.
of them require it to be up on blocks, you know? So that way it's not movable.
Mine's
Well,
chalk.
Yeah.
I got those
I don't
chalk
think I'm wrong in this assessment.
buses that
For
even-
years and years and years, when council went around the table when it came to ordinances, there was nothing going on. There was no plan, there was nobody working on anything, except here and there were things that popped up. So I think we ought to take a different tack. If there is something that we need to address, let's address it, right? Let's just do it. We have a solicitor, his job, we pay him to craft these things. We can do our part in this too, our own research to figure out what we want, what others are doing, put that all together. So I suggest we get a little more aggressive and let's get more proactive and let's get our ordinances in place. We've waited long enough, right? Our ordinances are so old, oh my gosh. Chickens running around, 1925 ordinance, mayor, you could get them, put them in a pot. It's crazy. So that's my suggestion. When you guys identify, because you guys are on the ground, you see that stuff, let's have those conversations, let's figure out how we can actually make something happen. Sometimes it might be a standalone ordinance, and sometimes it might be just amending. Whatever we do with an ordinance has to be done by ordinance. That's a cumbersome process, involves Joe, it's gonna cost us money, but that's the business we're in.
Yeah.
So I suggest let's go ahead and do it, and let's be proactive. Okay, anything else, guys?
Can I just say something? If you're gonna talk about trailers and campers and those things, you also need to discuss boats and boat trailers parked on the street.
Correct, recreational
Well,
vehicles.
that's the issue,
That's
because
bad.
you tell somebody you can't park their trailer in the grass, then they put it on the street. It's only certain people that we're having problems with.
Well,
Somebody that has a vintage motor home that is now parked on the street, partway on the street.
Is it inspected?
Yeah, it's actually inspected. He knows somebody,
It all starts with our ordinance, because nothing's illegal if it's not in a law.
right?
So we need to make sure we understand what our ordinances say, resolutions say. If there are deficiencies, we can fix those. Yeah. And part of that process is also making things clearer, right? Because you read some of those ordinances, I know, Tina, you always say it's so difficult to understand those ordinances, right? You know, we could write those things moving forward in clear, plain English. Yeah, layman's terms, right, yeah. Okay. Let's move to code enforcement. We did not receive a monthly report from our emergency management coordinator. So got nothing to say there. The report from last month was a bit lacking. I think I said that on the record as well. So when I get that report, that from Eli Kasanovich, that will be entered into the record. One question I have, and for the record, our emergency management coordinator is not here again. I have a serious question we all should have a serious question around the Emergency Operations Center. That's this place right here. Where are we? What's the status of this?
The walls are painted.
Well, I mean, I don't know, the computer's gone in the back. I don't know what's going on. That's a good question. The computer that was for emergency management operations is gone. So I don't know where we stand on the emergency operations center, but we're required to
It should be
have
here.
one.
Didn't we purchase it for them?
It was removed, so that's a question. If he were here, we could ask him, but yeah, I don't know.
Good question.
The
The other is, speaking of this, we need keys for the door.
She wants-
Didn't they
Yeah.
need keys?
Yeah.
Jenna has your key.
I failed to mention, we're gonna go to executive session, after good welfare. No business will be conducted. If we come out, we'll adjourn. But this item here, updates to the emergency operations plan. I want to share that with you all, and then there's another issue that I'm gonna talk about, that really needs to be discussed in executive session. I'm sorry I didn't mention that, but it is on the agenda. Okay. Police protection. So we did receive a report today. That's filed into the record. And I do want to mention this. So last meeting, Rich Cogley was here, and Rich had mentioned, under citizens, mentioned trucks that were oversized trucks, or trucks that were overweight limit coming down 37th Street, using the brake retarders, possible damage and so forth. And so I think Rich tasked this regime to do something about it. And so I gave it some thought, and I said at the meeting, I said, I think we need a plan, an action plan. So I have something going on, and what that's going to require, and Rich is certainly welcome to help us on this. So the first order is, if there's any evidence of damage, we need to have that documented. So if there's cracking from oversized trucks, whatever, we just have to have that documented. You can't make a claim that trucks are damaging the streets if you can't prove that in any way, sure. You just can't, right? So that's really important for us to do on this particular issue. The other thing is, I went on Google Earth, and I think I was paying attention when I was driving. When you come into the borough, I don't think there's a weight limit sign on either end. Am I wrong?
There's one up from the corner tower, there used to be one that said 10 tons.
Oh, it's there?
Oh, yeah,
It should be still
Okay.
there,
Is there one coming in from Chippewa?
yeah.
that I know of.
Chippewa has one.
Out in Chippewa.
Oh, out of Chippewa.
Yeah.
What about?
On that road.
Because we can get signs prominently displayed right when you come into the borough, right? So, you
I
know,
just saw a truck coming up the hill from Sheets, it was a big Sheet 7, it's coming right up the hill. But I was coming here.
that's one of the issues that, and the chief mentioned that if it's a local delivery or something, that's a problem there.
It's not.
So we do need to make sure that our signage is in place, and it's proper, right? You know, think about explaining this to a judge, right? Judge, do you have proper signage? So that's something we could take a look at. And also brake retarders. In a lot of communities, they ban the use of Jake brakes or brake retarders. I think that's probably an ordinance. So if we want to do that,
Add that to the ordinance.
add that to the ordinances, yeah. And so we would need the ordinance, we would need the signage for that. So if somebody, again, this is the police question, if they can't stop somebody using a Jake brake if there's no ordinance against it. So this would help that. So these are some of the items that Rich had mentioned, and I think we can just go through and check, and do what we can in that regard. And to take it from there, okay?
One little thing on that, like, if you go check the weight limit sign on 37th Street, is that us or is that state?
It is state. It would be a state thing, but if we, it's sort of like, we could sit around and wait for the state to do its job.
Yeah.
Or we could be proactive and say, well, hey, state, why don't you put a sign right at Chippewa border and at our Beaver Falls border by your house, so we can say, okay, the signage is there. And then, chief then would be able to say, yeah, you passed the sign.
Well, you can't put it by my house because they have to turn in West Third. So the sign is, like, where the parking lot is for corner tavern.
Exactly,
With the grass, it's right on there. So it's past that.
Okay,
It can't be before for that.
yeah, because there's a weight restriction, a greater weight restriction there on West Third.
Yeah, because all those semis have to
Oh,
go.
yeah, you gotta start, well,
Okay, well, we'll do what we can do on that. Okay? But I just want to mention that I gave that some thought, and it's just, excuse me, that's the stuff that just popped into my head.
Well, his concern is valid in the sense of, if you look at the road, there's waves in the road from those Jake brakes, from the, you can see the ripples in the road from that heavy weight.
I don't think that causes ripples. That just makes a lot of noise. All that's doing is using the engine to slow
Yeah.
the truck down instead of using the brakes.
But the heavy trucks, when they're braking, they're hitting it in that
Yeah.
asphalt when it's hot, it's rippling it.
Yeah, it's not from the Jake brake,
No,
it's
but I
just
meant
from,
from braking in general.
Right.
Even if you have pictures, it's a shot in the dark from a legal perspective, I would imagine. How do you prove that
They have to
your
weigh
truck
it
driver
and
did
prove it.
that or whatever, you know? It's, you know, it just adds to this larger case that we're trying to make. That these oversized trucks or inappropriate sized trucks, right? This is what possibly is happening. It's our
If you get rid of the
argument.
trucks, then you don't have that problem with the road and ripples and all that stuff, so it
Yeah.
kind of takes care of itself if you do that.
Right. I do want to mention under police here that, so our police contract is up December 31st, so between now and we have it on our planner to begin the process now. We had a conversation about this. So we need to sort of have a conversation about, Public Safety Council, a conversation about the police contract or police service, what works, what doesn't work. And then we need to pivot to the police department and ask for their proposal. Did you know that price is going to go up? So what are those numbers? So we need to be proactive, I think, on this, and we're going into the system to be proactive on this so that we are not waiting till December to do this process. So we're going to be way out ahead of it. So Justin, you should be involved with the contract, and Sue's going to be involved. I'd be happy to be involved with that. Anybody else in public safety wants to be involved? Anybody wants to be involved, period. Yeah, that's great. And I do think we should consider citizens' complaints over the years too, how that factors into a contract. I don't know. Because everyone's going to say, we need more speed enforcement. We need greater coverage. We need to stop people rolling through the stop signs on the Tilda Street. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what that means in contract. But let's get out ahead of it, and we have this plan going here for sure. I do not want to have, and I think it's really, I need to stress this. I don't know what happened with the prior council and those who negotiated that contract or wrote that contract, but I showed Sue, in the contract right now, it says that the final year will be $76,000. If you add up the quarterly payments for the final year, it's $80,000. Now, 76 and 80,000, that doesn't add up. How'd that get by anybody in that contract? Who wrote it? How'd it get by those who wrote it? Who signed off on it? I don't know. No one really did the math on it. Let's not do that again. Let's make sure all the numbers add up, right? Mr. Bill Heaton, on record, at our last budget meeting, said he thought that the payments were 3% year over year. Oh, no, they're not. Read the contract. 4.9% or so year over year. Let's be aware of what is in that contract moving forward. So we're going to move on that. Traffic, roadway, pedestrian safety. Boy, you guys have been doing a great job, public works guys, working on those, clearing brush from stop signs and erecting stop signs, putting lines down. Great job, you guys. That was
Hardison, it's really.
Yeah, it's really nice to bomb Hardison.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like it.
Yeah, that's really nice. We need to keep it up, right? We need to keep it up. We had,
I need all that stuff.
That's really nice. Yeah, because I come down to go to work and I was like, hey.
Yeah.
did you guide right through?
Yeah, absolutely. I
There you
did.
go.
All right.
There you go, it works.
Stop signs.
For once.
There's
because
somewhere you know to go now.
Like you said, just I guess
Till they run stop sign.
now it's there.
Yeah.
Driving in next.
So we're doing a great job on that. I've been posting this stuff on the borough Facebook page and putting it out there, sharing it around, just to show, hey, we're on it. We care about this stuff. We're doing something about it. And this is more than just a stop sign and road lines. This is a matter of safety for citizens. I may have mentioned the guy, Steve Eimers, the guardrail guy. His daughter was killed in a guardrail spearing accident. He's a big advocate for guardrail safety and street signage safety and so forth like that. And recently he was talking about these little things, like a properly placed sign, lines on the road that are clear. That these are all small things, but they add up to the margins that create greater safety margins. And when you don't do those things, it reduces those margins. It just, in other words, you look at it as a likelihood that people ain't gonna stop, or people are gonna do whatever, you know what I mean? Cut the corners or whatever, yeah, so.
One small thing I wanted to ask on that, we still got a stop sign that's on a telephone pole. Coming out of Quarter Tap. On West Third there, you know.
Well,
There's really no place to put one.
let me ask you, do we have written permission from UK Light? Then we can't assume that that is legit, right? So I think we need to get that off and put a proper sign on there, a proper post.
When you say there's nowhere to put it,
The only thing I was there looking at it, the only way you can almost put a stop sign there is either build a pole so it kind of sticks the stop sign out there from the yard, or to that cement culvert there. I can make a bracket and make the sign bolt to that culvert,
that's,
so it's gonna break away.
that's probably the only way we'd be able to do it. It wouldn't be a legal sign if you put a post in the yard and put it.
Yeah, it's all concrete and blacktop. There's no ground, anything in
So
it.
remember, the stop sign doesn't have to be where someone has to stop. Right, so you can put that, you have leeway to put that sign, you know, back, forward, not much lateral.
If you do that, if you put it where it's not exactly supposed to be, then take the road.
With stuff.
Stop
I
sign.
would say we're,
Tell them where to stop.
again, there's no place to put because it's all concrete or blacktop. Like I said, then you got the yard that's like another 8 feet on the other side of that culvert. You know what I mean? You put a sign, then you ain't gonna see it, it's clear over the yard.
I'll give some thought.
What I was thinking that cement culvert right there on the side of the road, I could make a bracket and put a breakaway thing on
I'd
it
say that'd be the way to go.
and fold it with that concrete culvert. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Okay, if you think that works. So one, standards, right? The conformity standards are really important for us to pay attention. And two is this basic idea that, you know, these intersections are different. And not everyone's every one will be the same, so you kind of have to look at it, what can we do here?
But in the same sense with that culvert sticks up like 6 or 8 inches. And then we'll put a breakaway on top of that. Is that gonna be, you know what I mean?
Well, as long as
They'll
it
be
has
hitting
the
the culvert,
breakaway.
you know?
And so at least you have a breakaway. And if that breakaway starts at.
Oh, I can definitely put the
We just
breakaway
won't
on.
need as big of a pipe, or as big of a signpost. You won't need as much signpost if it's already up out of the ground.
Well, I was just thinking for, you know, for the breakaway being there, and then you put a metal post on top of it.
Yeah.
They're gonna be hitting that concrete first anyway,
Right,
instead of the sign.
but we'll still have our breakaways.
No more breakaway.
Well, I didn't know if that was gonna cause an issue, you know. If they hit the concrete, it's a problem anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
They hit that telephone pole.
Or we just leave it on the pole where it's been forever. And put some markings on the road.
We should be done.
Well, if we paint markings on the road there, we should put them on the other side of the A1 too. I mean, it ain't a big deal, I think it looks good.
Well, we're doing a great job on that. You're doing a great job on that. We're really trying to get the public to understand what we're doing, to see what we're doing. It's a good initiative, I think. So, okay, I think that's it for public safety, right? Do you have anything else?
I don't.
Okay. Does anyone have anything for public safety? Okay, let's go back to the top here. Budget and Finance. Justin, how's your budget going?
Yeah, we're still working on that.
Working on it?
So, Mother is in the process of doing their work, so they have access to QuickBooks, they're setting all that jazz up.
So the transition to Butler Agnew and Associates is going well. We are getting all the pieces, parts together on that. They have a team of 3 working on this. And so we're moving on that. The municipal budget here, so I know these reports, our finances are up in the air, but I just want to keep these as placeholders here. The budget to actuals and the fixed asset list there.
And they have all that information, so that they're aware of what our goals are, so.
Okay, good. So this is June Economic Development Roundtable.
Oh.
You got the invitations
Should I talk
going?
about that? Should I talk about that? Okay. The Business Owners Roundtable, the letters went out today, which was the goal, for me to get them out July 1st. There's a couple on hand delivering. I'm not sure about when Herb's going to be up at the pizza place, so I may have to mail his. But I was also asked to, when people come to it, and I'm hoping for 10 out of 27, that'd be great. Give them information about the car cruise, whether they want to sponsor the car cruise, or there are 2 forms to hand to people when they come. Alicia, the mayor, is going to take care of coffee and donuts or whatever we decide for refreshments. And so July 18th, 11 o'clock here, they can see that. They can see the carpets there. I think it's a little bit exciting because it's the first annual ever business roundtable. And again, 27 businesses in the borough. Didn't know there were that many. Some of them are little niche, and some of them are like the self-storage places. I don't know if those going to show up. But, True Plumbing and Corner Tavern and the obvious places I would hope would show up. I met the people who owned the entity that was previously Standard Steel. I met the owner.
See all them slabs they're bringing in
I
down
did.
there?
I'm gonna go down and clean up that parking lot. It's a mess. But the owners are lovely people, Kay and Kenny, and
Those are the new owners.
new owners, yes. And introduced myself because they were right across the alley from me. And they want to be part of the community, although they can't come to the business owners roundtable because it's a Saturday. And they have other businesses that they have to work on Saturdays. They hoped it would be Sunday, but they don't want to do that. So
Weekends are tough. It's summer and everybody's wanting to get their camping in and everything.
Katie has a nail salon in Butler County that she supervises at the nail salon on Saturdays. Her husband didn't look eager to show up. She was the spokesperson for the couple. So anyway, again, we're gonna see what happens. Maybe nobody will show up. I don't know. I hope they do, but because it's the first time, I don't have any real way to gauge, enthusiasm in the borough. So we'll see. Just have to eat all the donuts.
Good. The next item here, contracts and, Justin, do you think this ought to be under general administration or budget and finance contracts? In my own notes, I'm one set of files that's in the general administration, the other one. What do you think?
The overpayment stuff, I would say, for sure, right?
Yeah, if it deals with money. I'm trying to conceptualize anything that deals with a contract.
Or money.
It's or money.
Yeah.
Well, it's money as based on the contract.
Yeah, based on the contract.
Yeah, it's in this world of contracts and agreements. So I'm trying to organize my folders. So here, yeah, we did notice that we had an overpayment, and that comes from reading the dam contract. So Jenna, we got that resolved, and we just got a credit, $300-something on that. Thank you for dealing with that. And the number 2 here, we mentioned this earlier, the contract from the police department. And then the signed agreements for these positions, secretary, code enforcement, emergency management, and planning and zoning officer. And this is what the stamp people said. You should have job descriptions, you should have signed agreements for people that you hire or whatever, so everyone knows what the terms and conditions are, the same pages, everyone's on the same page and so forth. So that's something that we're working towards there. So the annual fraud risk assessments. Justin, this was in the resolution. Is this something that you could pull together for this month?
Yeah, I'll have to look at what you put into the resolution for that, because it's gonna be really hard to do anti-fraud report when there's no financial data on stuff. So,
Where's the report?
that's what I mean, and I don't wanna half-ass a report, but, yeah, I'll look into it.
In the, I don't know if it's the current Monday memo or the one previously, I actually cited the resolution and what that report should have. There's nothing to report, okay. I would like to, for us, because we passed a resolution, we have this policy in place, I'd like to keep up with the obligations, at least, we'll get this into the municipal records archive, and so because it's on the planner. It's on the planner for every year in July. So if you can work on that, we're gonna turn out to be, and we have no really specifications for its format or anything like that. So it's your discretion. Okay. Municipal funds management here. So I had, on June 23rd, I had an online Zoom with the citizens about this whole water sewer rate issue, the enterprise. And I had one person join me, and we had some really good discussions about it. And so the task force here, we're going to have to make a decision about the rate increase. And I'm going to go ahead and make a recommendation that we do increase 30% for 27.
30% of what?
Over what we're paying now.
Of the usage or of the base rates?
Well, we don't know.
So how would that increase the bills?
Well, your sewage rate, everyone's sewage rate would go up 30%. My recommendation, 30%, right? You want to discuss it, you want to go up and down, I'm open for that, right? But I'm saying the research that I did shows that we are at least 30% behind cumulative inflationary index since 2013, which was the last time, right? So I was hoping that the task force, we can really get into how much do we raise the base rate versus the overusage rate? Where do we put the onus? We have options, but just in terms of how much more money that we need to increase, to me, that's 30%. We do it in 1 year, we do it over 2 years, I don't know. This would probably have to be done by an ordinance. Do you remember, Bob? Were you here in 2013?
Yeah,
Do you remember, was this done by ordinance? I should know.
I don't know.
I imagine it would be an ordinance.
This would be a public meeting as well, too, right? Since it's an increase. So that we didn't have a public 30 days for public notice.
Well, we handle like any other ordinance. Yeah. So we need to figure out what we want to raise the rates. And I don't know, this goes back to our finances, I don't know if 25 were in the red, and I don't know if 26 were in the red, right? Because it went from $20-something thousand surplus in 20 down to $2,000 surplus in 24. So and this is what the stamp people talk about. Where are we now? I don't know. So the excess there, the decrease in surplus was money that surplus was money that we could have used to pay for our sewer maintenance. Well, if we don't even have any surplus and we have a deficit, we're taking money not out of the enterprise fund where we should be taking money out based on the rates. people pay. We're taking money out of our general fund. That's not the purpose of the enterprise fund. It should be a self-sustaining fund. Right? So, anyways, I just wanted to throw that down here. I think 30% is a target increase for 27. So just throw that out there for now. Okay.
So who's all in that task force?
You,
Yes.
okay. You, me,
Okay, good.
anybody else wants to join us?
Yeah.
Lisa Bailey joined.
Okay, I'd like to be part of this.
She would probably be more involved. So, citizen Lisa Bailey, the one who's got the legal thing going. Okay, but it's wide open. I really think the citizens need an opportunity to weigh in on it. If they don't, we have to make a decision, and we will make a decision one way or another, right? Because we have to. So that'll come. Okay? Culture and rec, Jason. Here you see some, under the operation administrative stuff, of course, budget watch.
And budget. Policy, like under community parks and regulations, I got, Joe sent back to Jenna on how, writing this, he sent it to Roman or whatever, but, he made one exception, number 5 on the list. Make it no burning or open fires as except for cooking on a grill, which would have been in number 6. So I guess we could make a, park rules, accept those with that recommendation from him. Just to clarify, it was more of a clarification. So he said they look good except for number 5 on the list that you were given and everything else that I sent to him as well.
Were they, because his legal review was whether it needed to be ordinance or resolution. Did he say? There's a big difference in how we,
Yeah.
how we move forward.
Yeah, he sent to Jenna, but then
And I sent it to
he
you,
sent to
yeah.
me, but he said, his quote was, make a point of clarification, no burning, it looks good, no burning or open fires except for as for cooking on a grill, is number 6.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So let's get clarification, because here's why it matters. If Joe says, you gotta do this by ordinance because it's regulatory, all that sort of stuff, okay, we'll do it. If you need to change that, you gotta change an ordinance by an ordinance. Oh, that's a big to-do, right? If Joe says, you can do this by resolution, okay, we make a resolution, we need to change a rule, we need to whatever, we can just change the resolution, easy peasy, right? So that's why we need to know his view on this. Right? Hopefully it's gonna be resolution, so it's easier, we have flexibility. The other policies?
Okay, next policy, community park memorials council review, I think is that right now it's status quo as per needed, as they come, because I think sometimes less is more, and better in this case. So if there is someone who wants to, they come to us, we can vote, council can vote on it as per needed. Why not to reinvent the wheel? So number 4, policy event checklist, volunteer, that's just basically a volunteer checklist, that's on the state website too, like it's as long as you have the people that's running the event and then people signing, just have them sign up, they're covered under that. Joe would have to verify just to make sure that that's legal on, because we're under 30,000, like, depending on borough or city or whatever. Make sure that checklist is an official checklist, depending, how big we are or whatever. Number 5, policy SOP for park shuttle rental session, I just got from Jenna. We can continue to use the one that she has, but also I think we need to add something with policies when it is rented, that rental agreement and payment gets paid and gets presented in our files that we have accessible. Like if someone's paying by check, the check clears first. Because we're not gonna get stuck that, okay, this check get cleared, and then the borough's on the hook for that money, and they basically got free. Like who's gonna pay that? Then we're gonna have to pay. But, or if they pay cash, it needs to be noted in there, paid cash before the date, not after, oh, it was after done, no, they handed me cash. It's in there that way it's done, it's over.
I have that on the
You have
rental
it on?
agreement.
You have that?
Yeah, it's all on there, what date they get it, what date they give it to me, what it is, check cash, whatever, it's all on the last page of the rental agreement.
How far ahead of time? Is
They
that
have to
thing-
pay 7 days before,
How many?
7.
It's not long enough for a check.
I mean, we can change it, but that's how it always was, so if you want it changed,
Yeah,
you can
because
change it.
it's at least 10 days, 10 business days.
Yeah, at
It's
least.
10 business days for a check, because say someone does and it bounces. I mean, it's only 100, some cases, 100, 150. But, it should be at least the 2 weeks ahead, because then that's someone else that could rent that during that time, especially during the summer. There's people that are asking, like, I said, look online, you can only rent it these days, whatever's open, because you've been keeping up on the dates, having even marking the calendar, that, okay, these days are filled, which is good. Then I got people check if they're open, and you can order Jenna or myself or one of us that we can arrange that. But you would be the one, but it definitely needs to be up there, and whether we have, I don't think we need to do a, ordinance on it, we just, a resolution just to change that from a 7-day, that it should be at least 10 business days, so that way it has a chance for that check to clear.
Well, let me just say something else here. If Jenna's not taking the checks when she gets them, you know, you get one on a Monday and she doesn't deposit till Thursday or Friday, that's gonna be an issue, because then you don't have 10 days.
Yeah.
So maybe, Jenna, you should put 3 weeks ahead. That gives you 1 week to hold that check if you can't get to the bank, and still 2 weeks for it to clear.
So
Because I mean, you're not running to the bank every time you get a check.
Right.
So you would just need to do a weekly deposit.
Just so, in fact, all these policies are clear, we're on the same page with them, these all really need to get in writing.
They are, she sent that over. I'm just saying that
No,
we
the
need to
agreement.
add.
No, the
No,
agreement's
he's
not,
talking about policies.
no, the standard operating procedures to run the concession, right? Which involves Brian, which involves me, which involves just taking reservations, getting the contract signed, all, you know, reporting of the finances, all of that stuff. The getting the volunteers in order, like Nora, you know, when does she get the information to go down and do her thing? That sort of stuff. So that's the standard operating procedure for the entire concession. That's what this is talking about here. That rental agreement is part of that, the finances, the checks, part of that. And this, you know, we talked about these standard operating procedures starting last year. These are for our purpose, our benefit. They can be whatever we want them to be. We can change them whenever we want them to be. We have that flexibility. So they don't really need to, and we can pass them as a resolution. As a matter of fact, I think we did set it up, you remember, that when we do the resolution, council will approve the operating procedures. Council will approve.
Yeah, by motion, right?
Motion,
Yeah.
yeah. So just so we can get this stuff on paper, we can all look at it, it's there, everyone can turn to it.
Yeah, basically if someone wins the lottery and leaves, right? We know how to do it.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a big thing, you know, but we do need to have these.
Someone gets hit by a bus.
Yeah.
I like the bus thing.
Of course you do.
But there's always been a lot of confusion about things, and I'm thinking specifically of people who sat at the table and being sitting over there thinking, well, it's so confused, it's so confusing. Nobody has any standard that they're working with here.
Like if Nora
Let's
doesn't
have a standard that we work with.
want to open up the park shelters anymore, somebody else should know what she's been doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I went over it with her, but then I wasn't able to because I was working one day.
Because you were through.
And then I could have done Sunday, but then
Yeah, but
same
just-
person did both days.
All he's saying
She
is,
just figured both, yeah. It's written.
this is how we do it,
Sure.
that's all, yeah.
Okay, so we have some work to do on drafting these things.
Now, if I have it drafted by Monday, then you put it in the agenda, we can, because it's only by resolution, it's not a, so we can just vote on it.
Well, send the draft, send the draft to everybody, we all can take a look at it.
Yeah, and use one of those templates too, like there's a bunch of them on the memo. I'm sure you can, there's gotta be an SOG on the memo somewhere, right? On the archive, is there, that we already have?
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
template.
So that template, it's
On
on,
the
on the Monday memo,
Okay.
just kind of search through that for, if you can't find one, message me and I'll pull one up, but it's pretty laid out on like the different sections, like who's responsible for things, who's part of it. what that process looks like.
Okay.
May I add one more thing? Nobody's gonna like me for saying this.
We already didn't like you
Okay,
saying
well, I just like to reinforce that every once in a while. You have on here, first aid preparedness.
Yeah.
Some of you, all of you, one or two of you, always attend the events that we're having. How many of you know CPR? And you have cards for that? Because it wouldn't hurt for everybody,
I have to be recertified every 2 years.
wouldn't hurt for everybody to have that.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And you may want to consider, if you're gonna have to pay somebody to come in and do it, you might want to consider the volunteer list also. You know, the volunteers that are gonna be down there helping.
Now, legally, and this goes into something else, like at the school, to give you an example, schools have gone through all this. They don't have every teachers, just in this, and this is other schools, not just the school I work at. The teachers aren't certified. And you would think, oh, the teachers aren't certified. No, they have the paraprofessionals certified in first aid and CPR. Teachers have rescue, like basic first aid. They don't have the CPR and the actual every 2-year training, which I think is bullcrap. I think all professional, if you're working with a big group of kids, you should have, not, hey, I need help, and then someone's running across the hall to do it. Whoever's in the room, it should be, you know, if you have 30 kids. But like you said, at an event, there should be at least one person that's certified in that until emergency management can get there, or like emergency, you know, 911 emergency people can show up. You know, if one, you know, initiate the emergency crisis, you know, call 911.
So are you suggesting that the borough have a CPR class?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Maybe you can reach out to Mark Stowe for that.
Me?
Yeah,
Are you looking at me?
yes, right at you.
Well, and there's a couple, we can go through the fire department, they can do it. I know they have people that can train, but also through the county. But I also know someone at the school, he does it, he's actually through the fire department, that if he has the opportunity in the evening, he could come in and do it. It would be a 3-hour course. The initial, if you've never had it, refresher's like an hour.
Yeah.
Might be an hour, like, but if you've never been certified, it's 3 hours. I think it's 2 or 3
What
hours.
if you were like 100 years ago?
It'd be 3 hours. If it's not a
It would be a
renewal,
refresher.
it would be a refresher. It
So
would
when
be,
it,
Your nurses.
be 2 to 3 hours.
But
Okay, well, this is something for, and I think Brian, Public Works guys, should.
That would actually
Definitely.
save on insurance too, because when you go through, when it comes to insurance, you can put in your insurance in the proposal and say, hey, look, we have these, everyone on council is, and we could have it one meeting. Say, hey, they can come to one of our meetings and say, you know what, we're gonna make it a little bit shorter this week because we're having training.
That doesn't fit in Kevin's schedule.
Well, we could make it work.
I'm
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That way we're not reinventing, we're not going through another, but everyone's gonna be here, we can get it done.
And what a lovely community room to have there, isn't it, right? I mean, okay, see, it's all coming together. Thank you, Kathy, that's a good thing. So,
I'll call, I'll check with,
get an option from them, you get an option too.
yeah,
Uh,
several options.
And let's, yeah, let's try to move on that. So we should add that, CPR's training,
yes,
okay, that should be on that event checklist, Jason. That specifically, the event checklist there should have CPR.
At
First
least one
aid,
person,
preparedness, CPR.
with one person that has first aid CPR. That covers us, because honestly, when it comes down to the insurance, if someone gets hurt on that, let's say, hey, we had it until emergency people could come. So first thing, call 911, make sure the area is safe. You had someone there that had initial,
More than basic.
Basic, yeah.
aid or something, more than basic.
yeah, like CPR.
Save a life.
Okay.
Okay, good. Community center, I'm sorry.
No, the community center renovation, that's totally Kathy, I'm not taking any credit at all, I have zero, like, because Kathy and Mrs., and, I'm sorry, Aunt Nora. Sorry, there, is that better? So Kathy and Aunt Nora, those two, 100, like, I dropped the ball on the one day, I missed it. But she's been doing everything, and there's So anything she needs, like, I would say they've been doing an amazing job on that. I mean, absolutely, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's, oh, she did bring in carpet, I talked to her, I'm gonna turn this part over because I did talk to her ahead of time. She has some things about carpet.
I printed off, you said you wanted to see what kind of tables, what kind of chairs. I only made one copy because it's like 60 pages.
I'm keeping this chair.
It's your house, you're not keeping it here. Here's Dave.
Yeah, your living room.
Yeah.
And also for the mural, someone had mentioned about some kids from Beaver Falls.
Yeah.
My son's all, like, I knew he's got his degree and he's willing to do that. He's excited to work with kids. So he has his clearances, he has all that, but he's willing to do that as well.
Yeah, I reached out to Beaver Falls, and talked to them, and they said they have kids that would totally be willing to do it, so we would just have to get with them.
Coordinated day, so
Yep.
just
The mural.
to put the West Mayfield Borough logo right here on the wall. Wherever if we're gonna have our table up against this side, or we're gonna have a table at this side. I mean, we're gonna probably keep it here too. And then have the chairs sit up there, we'll have the table here, but have the mural behind us. Some of the ideas were having some kids, but it wouldn't be specific kids. Like it might be, say one of your kids is playing in the park, they'd be able to blur it. You could tell if you knew it was your kids, but yet no one else could tell if it was your kid. You know what I mean? It'd be like a generic kind of kid put up there. But doing the same actions, so.
That's ridiculous.
Carpet sampling. Every one of the squares is gonna be a little bit different, they're gonna have the same colors, but the design on it's going to change.
I saw them earlier.
I liked it, I saw it, those are nice.
That's mine.
And that's the industrial, she did say that's the industrial strength.
Yeah.
This is my one.
That was wonderful.
It's for 50 years.
So, okay, so the renovation committee, can move on to carpeting, whatever you need to do, right, to get
Yeah,
that
I've
down.
allocated my budget, whatever they
How
need.
that works.
I have to check with the installers to see what's gonna work for them.
Who's the installers?
I have two people from the company that makes the carpet doing the installation.
Okay, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Wonderful.
Kelly, will you get me all the information that I would need to write them on behalf of the borough?
Yes, I'm gonna wait because he's gonna also try to get the adhesive or the tape that we need to put these down with before we send a letter. We're gonna try to get that for free too.
Okay.
Do you need, these guys to rip this up?
This will have to come up, but I don't wanna do it before our meeting.
After the 18th.
Yeah,
Okay.
we wanna leave it, we don't want this ripped up and
What
moved
time is it?
concrete.
Well, you're gonna have to get a hold of them to find out when they wanna put it in, because you don't
Well,
wanna.
yeah, I have to check to make sure they're both available at the same time.
Do you know if these stairs or chairs stack by chance?
No, I don't believe they do. My idea for that is you have
You don't recall,
You have 7 people on council, 6 are here, one's a ghost. So we have 7 people on council. So what I think you need, are 2 8-foot tables up there to hold everybody. 4 chairs. Then you need 2 6-foot tables to come off the sides to hold the mayor and the solicitor, the police and/or fire, or Tina.
Yeah,
So we need 2 smaller tables
She ain't getting
and
mine.
2 bigger tables. And then those tablecloths that are fit on those tables that have the skirt that you're not seeing the metal legs in the tables. Those I didn't print because it's not a big deal.
Yeah, do we care if the chairs are stackable or not in case we wanna use the room for something else? That's my everything.
We would just put the chairs back against the wall
Well, sure, yeah, but I'm just saying, is that something that? we
or
wanna look
stack
at?
them in the hallway or move them to the hallway.
Can we look at a stackable option?
You sure can.
Well, those are
I mean,
stackable, but they're
everything is
packed.
great, yeah.
That's
I don't
the
care
least
either
we
way,
can
I'm just throwing it out there that, if we have, say, like a Christmas party in here for whatever reason, or a gathering of some sort, night of the races.
Square dance.
Square dance,
Sure.
okay?
Oh, I have to do that. Square.
Have a little-
We need a room to swing a cat.
We could just put the chairs in the office even.
Sure, or, yeah, whatever.
Since you have no computer.
Yeah, there's no computer in there.
Okay, so we're moving, you guys,
Yeah, it looks great though.
Gesundheit, you guys are moving on that stuff.
No, these, it's Cap, I mean, 100%, I'm not taking any credit, she's
We're
done
not
amazing.
How's that?
Good, well, I'm just, she needs to be noted that she's done all this on it.
She's
and I
done a great
appreciate it.
job.
Yeah.
Very appreciated, Cap. That's-
And Mark,
I just need a yes, we can do this, or no, we can't. I'll wait till after the carpet's down before we do any of that.
I do want to say that the original resolution creating the ad hoc committee, actually it's up now. And so I'll be floating an extension through September 1st, and next week. So,
You're gonna need lots of throw rugs in here.
okay. The next item on here is the park shelter rental concession. We talked a little bit about that, needing an SOP for that. I do want to throw this out there. I really think that we need to have a report, a mid-year park shelter rental concession activity report on this. If you remember, in previous years, nobody had any idea what was going on with the park shelter concession. Nobody got any, when people asked, nobody got any answers.
Right.
We never got information volunteered, and so I think because this is our concession, right? This is public property, public activity, and enterprise, if you will. I think we should have, at least mid-part of the year, like in July, hey, this is where we are, this is how many reservations we have, this is the money, how much money we've brought in so far, so I'm just gonna throw that on the table here. If we don't get it this year, it'll be on the planner for next year, okay? When we have some sort of accountability, oversight accountability of this concession. Okay, which brings us to the next thing here, which is the youth baseball concession. Under the contract, we are to have monthly reports.
I got invited to their one meeting when I first got in, and they were excited that, and after that, I haven't gotten any email since.
Did you reach out?
Well, no, I mean, they have their meetings when they have their meetings, and they just said, hey, thanks for letting us park on the 18th, because we waived the fee for them for those days. But, what all do we want from it? Like, how much are bringing in concessions, how much, do we need to know that? Or do we,
No, if you go back and look at the contract, I think it's just like stuff that they, I don't know, read the contract.
responsible?
and
Where's
see what
the
it says.
contract on our website?
Yeah.
I believe it was like stuff that they improved, right? Like improvements that they made, and different things like that. So.
I'll send you, I think I sent you the contract, the link to it, we have it online. But it does say they're required, and we should expect, a monthly report, activity report, right? That didn't come out of thin air. That came out because we didn't know what the heck was going on month to month.
I still don't.
year to year.
Other than that one meeting.
We should not have questions about this stuff, right? So we should not be sitting around waiting for a report. We should like,
Okay,
hey Scott, don't forget to send us your, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Even if he sends you a paragraph, hey, this is what's going on. Okay, we're doing our due diligence as per the contract, okay? So let's moving forward, let's go ahead and do that, okay?
Can I say something on that?
Yeah.
That carpeting has been rolled up down there for a year. When's that going?
I talked to him about that. I told him he's gonna have to do something.
It's been there a year.
That's
They
just,
took it
no,
off
they,
last fall.
huh?
They took it off last fall.
No, this stuff was given to them this year.
What's
This-
all those rolls?
That's,
That's garbage.
that's extras. And it's really good stuff, and they didn't wanna throw it away. I said, well, you're gonna have to find a place to keep it.
the reason why
That's
that
what I
goes
told
in their batting cages, and that was totally donated, that one pitcher that played, the professional pitcher, he got a lot of that.
Yeah, it's some good stuff, and they want to keep it or do something with it, but
They were gonna get a shed, didn't they?
Yeah, they didn't get the shed, I didn't know, did they get the shed yet? I didn't, that's another thing to ask them, I don't think they got the shed yet. Lowe's was supposed to deliver the shed and put it up for, like,
oh, I didn't even know that. I thought.
they got a
last-
donation to get the shed brought to, like, they,
I was supposed to be down in about.
yeah,
first
down on
field,
that,
right, like
on that,
part
concrete
cement,
slab.
cement,
Where the
yeah.
And I
old,
haven't seen
bleachers
that.
were.
They didn't put it up yet, did they? No.
No.
But that was at that meeting, and then that was in April, yeah, April's meeting, and I haven't seen the shed since.
I should reach
So the
out.
tree
Just-
come down, but it wouldn't have hit that shed, that was down further in the yard.
So let's just look after our interests, vis-a-vis the contract, the obligations, so forth, and what we're doing. Much better than we had in the past. Would you agree, Nora?
It's definitely way better.
Okay.
Oh, we need to clean up though around that concession shelter. It almost looks like there's garbage stacked everywhere.
That's something that,
Behind that shelter,
That's-
on
Oh,
the
that
side, it's a mess.
Yeah,
You don't even notice
it's
there's
like
a
they keep
radio's
their
bench there.
field there, or their field
Yeah.
stuff there.
Which
That's,
they put in the shed.
yeah.
Well, and that was the one question at the beginning of the year when I brought up. They wanted to see if they could keep the 2 home plates in the one R1 building until they got shut up. Well, they haven't got shut in June. It's going on the 3rd month now, they still haven't got shut.
Just find out what,
That's what I
where
want
they're
them
at
to
now
shed,
with
yeah.
that. And mention to them they're about the carpet. We've
Yeah,
got
I do
complaints about
shed
the carpet.
and then
good. Okay, so the last item here, I just wanted to touch base on all the events that we have scheduled. So we have the community picnic and movie night, August 8th. We have the annual car cruise on the 15th.
Okay,
Trunk or Treat on October 17th. I have the Fire Truck Santa and the annual holiday, the 12th. Is that right?
I'm afraid
I haven't heard any.
I haven't heard that. Who's that? I don't know. That's the first I've heard of it.
What, any of this?
The annual fire truck.
That's okay, because the
holiday.
fire truck's done by 12 or 1 or whatever. I mean, that doesn't affect our
Yeah.
party at all.
Yeah, I
I
thought,
mean, it doesn't have to be that date, I
thought that was kind of like a last minute decision on December, you know what I mean?
Well,
Whenever
the
it worked for the
12th
fire.
The 12th is usually, that's,
This Saturday.
That's 2 weeks before Christmas.
yeah, they usually do it a week before Christmas. We used to anyways.
No, we're trying to give us time to give us that extra time before Christmas.
You'll have to talk to the fire department too, to see if that,
Right,
you know, because they may have something else lined up. But it is good to get
it's early enough.
something
we can-
lined
yeah.
up so that we are on the books.
We do have monies allocated for that for this year, so. Okay, you guys will fix that date?
I do have a question on the community picnic movie night. All right, the 2 people are unable, the 2 bands I looked into, but then the movie night, we had talked about popcorn maker. Was there a popcorn, was it you or who had the popcorn
There's
maker?
one down at the shelter,
Yeah,
We bought that popcorn maker. We can use that one, make popcorn for the kids and stuff like that. Who has a projector? So how did we do it last year? I wasn't here last year to do it.
Chippewa, Chippewa
we didn't
recommended.
have it last year, we had the year
Or
before.
the year before,
They,
whatever.
they came in and did that. They handled everything, sound,
Chippewa. Okay.
screens.
So you
What did we
said
pay for that?
Chippewa, you said Chippewa.
800?
Rec department, you said?
Yeah, I don't know who brokered that.
Didn't we do that through your projector?
That's what I thought you
Something.
did one
Oh,
year,
wait, did I?
Kevin.
Yeah,
Don't try to say you didn't do it.
All I know
Yeah,
is
you did.
Chippewa did it that one year.
You did it the last time we had a meeting.
Yeah.
Stacy got the movie,
right.
Oh, wait, okay.
and then you projected.
Okay. Oh, I can do that. So I can
Yeah.
have sound system.
And the reason why is like, I was thinking instead of having a just have a popcorn movie night, just people come, because you're talking a whole picnic. I mean, this date was, you guys agreed on that date. I said that week I'm out. So like, up to the point of like getting some of the people for like, to be there. I don't know who's gonna be there, like cooking or picnic or what type of potluck or whatever. So I was thinking to alleviate that, just say, okay, have a movie night for the kids. And have, movie and popcorn for the kids. If we wanna have like a hot dog thing, we can, I mean, hot dogs aren't that
We had
hard.
hot dogs.
Yeah, we can just have hot dogs. And I can talk to my manager at Sheets
We
even
had the
if
grill
he,
down there.
they can give 2 for, hot dogs. I mean, they might even donate a package or 2 of hot dogs. And the kids can all get a hot dog or whatever too.
Well, I suggest that your committee convene a group of volunteers
Well, that's what I'm saying, I'm not here the week before and through that date.
Okay, well,
Like, I'm already, that's what I'm saying, who can we get?
we're not gonna do that tonight, but what I'm saying, if we have the August 8th, okay, then you guys need to go and work out those details.
That's why I'm saying who? You have an owl on your shoulder, that's why I'm asking right now. I'm not here.
We can still
Well, reach out to
figure it
everybody.
out before you go away.
Yeah, start the
We'll do it.
conversation.
We'll figure it out
Okay.
in July.
Okay.
We have a grill too.
Yeah.
We had a grill last year, it's in the shelter.
Oh, it is? Okay,
Pretty good.
okay.
Was there, when this was done in the past, was there like a live performance license acquired to show the
If you
movie?
get a newer
Okay.
movie, but if you get an older movie.
Well, it's gotta
you
be
still have to
public
pay
domain,
a lot
yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah,
I believe that, well, Chippewa, yeah, that was covered,
okay, good.
and the thing
So
that's
just make sure we have that,
Valley.
Swank, I think Swank is a big, movie
Yeah.
distributor.
That's who he is.
Okay,
Who's?
perfect.
I have the information on that.
Okay. And let's
So
go.
are we in agreement that we're just gonna do the movie night popcorn and just like hot dogs because,
Well, once you work that out with the group of volunteers.
well, that's what I'm saying right now, I'm taking this, because we talked about.
Volunteers aren't here to make those decisions, Jason. You know what I mean? So this is on here to just reconfirm, this is gonna be the event on this date, right? You guys need to do the legwork outside of this meeting.
Okay, well then we'll just change, popcorn movie night, you know, said like community picnic, because when you say community picnic, I have people asking, do we bring potluck, do we do this? I'm like, no, we're not gonna have,
You guys decide
Like
whatever you want it to
the
be, you know, whatever.
but I mean, you put times on it, you have people showing up way before this happens.
It'll all have to be worked out, yes.
But I mean, you have it on the webpage, people are asking questions. That's what I'm thinking.
There's nothing on the webpage.
Yeah, actually, it is on the community calendar, it has the time frame of when it's gonna be.
What,
It has on the community calendar, I've had people ask, what do we bring? Do we bring potluck? What's gonna be provided? And I said, that's news to me. I said, I didn't know the times were on the community calendar. So they are on the community calendar, like from, I believe.
right here? 9 to 11, yeah, that's just basic blocking out time.
But it would on the,
You maybe, the previous
on the-
events are on there.
yeah, but on
That's
the community activities, where you say things that are coming up, you did mention that the cart, you put the dates of the cart, because you didn't put the dates of like community night and dates. And there was a time, yeah, there's community picnic night, August 8th.
Yeah, that's
If
it.
you click on it, did they have time? Okay, that was on. All right, then I misunderstood what they were asking, then that's.
But you guys could, you know, set the world on fire. But do it as a group, do it with volunteers, so you know what your limits are, what you're dealing with, and that sort of stuff. You wanna name it whatever you wanna do, okay. That's why we have the committees, that's why, you know, all those details can be worked out sufficiently.
Kevin, do you need anything else from me?
I don't think so, Bob.
I gotta go.
Enjoy your family.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Actually got you a better reporting date, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I forgot I had another page.
I like the shirt
Oh,
too,
okay.
so I
I fixed it. I fixed it.
Okay.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah,
See you.
Happy
Good.
Yeah. Have a good holiday.
Yeah, you too.
That just actually
There
was
we
really
go.
great. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to general administration here. This is my world here, budget, I think we're going okay with that. The asset, annual general administration asset inventory, due August 15th. We just need a list of computers and printers and all that sort of stuff that we have. So be mindful of that. And so we are still working on the backlog of our reporting. That's a new surprises every day, but we're moving forward on that. So the ARO report, July, you know, if you can get that in July, at some point in July.
I haven't had any, you know, for June, is that what you mean, like previous month or just?
Just for-
Okay,
So we'll go from July to July. So if you have nothing, you have nothing,
okay,
right? But if you have anything, you know, we need to
Yep.
sort of have know that, okay? That is consistent with the state statute, consistent with the resolution here. Okay. Human resources here, how are we in the bonding? You were waiting to find out.
Yeah, still, I mean, what, the last thing I sent you was the last thing I had. Just confirm. Oh, actually, I emailed.
Yeah.
They just have to fill out Bob and Tina just have to fill out their portion of it, and then it's done.
Okay, we make that happen.
Think about right in front of the door, put in like a, maybe
Okay,
not
we'll do
towel,
that, we'll get that done.
or a towel. So when people
So,
come in,
we have the public works employees, Gerald signed, Jake signed.
And Brian's
I
in
have
his other
them in
job, he's
squares,
just
I
getting
can
back to
name
me.
Okay,
it.
good.
Yeah.
When you get those,
It's
make sure
thick
you
stuff,
PDF
but it's well
those,
known.
scan those,
Yeah.
forward,
Please tell them.
and get those to
I'd
me,
be proud
right?
of what we can ask.
Okay, so this item here, proper employment management. This is something that the stamp people pointed out. We have no job descriptions of anybody, therefore we have no idea what people are really doing or to do, or that sort of stuff. So we started this little process here, I floated online job description surveys out there, and I got some back, including yours, okay? And then we're going to then use that, plus what we already developed in terms of the job description. We're going to craft job descriptions, and I'm going to put motions on the table next week to approve the job descriptions. And I'll send these as soon as I can, so you can take a look at them, but we need to get those approved. And then, once we have those, and then becomes the signed agreements. You want to call it agreement, you want to call it a contract, I don't know. So we need to move in this direction. So this is where we're going in HR world like this, okay? Under governance, my area again, budget's doing okay. I had a couple trainings last month, I think. Legally, we have the PU site, fighting thing, we have the Eastville proposal thing, we have the Beatty claim. Joe's handling that stuff, but that is in the world of governance here. For the ordinances, I'm gonna pull the trigger and I'm going to ask Joe next week. I'll put a motion on the table directing him to draft an updated solicitation ordinance that includes some of the things that I've been pointing out for a long time. We need to mention the exceptions, we need to mention in there the thing about the no solicitation signage, so it's very clear. We have a no solicitation sign, don't go there, that sort of stuff. So we're gonna move on it, we're gonna make that happen. We have Joe working on the IFC adoption and then the zoning for the data centers. Professional development, if you look at the Monday memos, you will see all the trainings that I've taken. Justin, there's some stuff you had taken, the PowerPoints and the recordings. So you will see all that stuff. There's some great stuff there. I mean, really great stuff. I sat for a long run all about what council should be doing. Wow, is that informative? Really good. So that's up there. It's on the Monday memo there. Vacancies, I reached out to Gail Hieronymus, our vacancy board chair, and we activated the superpowers of the vacancy board. And Gail, which was to last 15 days. And Gail had reached out to a few people and didn't get any luck on that. So we have no vacancy right now. So we are still open, but we are proceeding with a vacancy. So that's where we are with that.
How long can that go on for?
It can go on forever unless somebody petitions a judge to appoint someone. Which technically could happen now. And so what a judge would do is do what we would try to do, right? But we don't have to do that, right? We can just continue to try to do it. And we're in no obligation, I think, really, to go beyond what the statute says. But that's where we are with this. So I it's still out there, this solicitation for people to be on council, whatever. If someone throws their hat in the ring, we can entertain that. So that's where we are. Okay? We covered public safety, so let's go down to public works here. The agility program, I just found out a little bit ago that all the paperwork that we did to pull all that stuff together, the resolution and all that, put all of this stuff I had to fill out. The detailed notes from the PennDOT rep. One of the notes that I didn't see was that we need to submit the original ink copies. So we're taking care of this now, Jenna. We signed them, Jenna is going to mail that off. And so we are going to be in the next step. As soon as Dean Palenti receives that. And then we'll take it from there. Okay? Annual Public Works Asset Inventory, August 15th. This is on our radar to do. This is Brian. I probably would work with you on this. And we could all work with Brian on this. What we need to really do, and you probably have some list back there already, of all the stuff that we have in terms of public works. Equipment, trucks, tools, generators, all that sort of stuff. We need to get that onto it.
Not to mention that, what are we doing about the other generator? It's supposed to be fire departments or emergency, whoever it is.
We'll just hold for that. We'll just hold on to that for now.
We've been using it, but.
Yeah. Okay.
Still
Yeah,
working.
just hold on to that. Okay, so the next thing here is not weed eradication initiative. Jason, this was your thing. I moved this to Public Works
Yes.
because it's under building and grounds.
I was gonna I saw that there, I was gonna ask, you said about, professional development, can I attend at Penn State on this? Is anybody come down and said, hey, you can come down for like they have different, because I was inquiring about the master gardener stuff, and they were like, oh, we can talk to you about that then, too.
That's good.
And but I mean, do I have permission, like, if there's a cost to it?
Is it under $100?
Yes.
Then you don't have to ask.
Oh, because I could just use that for the month.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I assume it is, but I don't want to assume, but if it's over 100, then I'd bring it forward. I'll find out what it is. But I know the one is a free seminar for me, like, personal one. But then for the not weed, that's like, we can talk about other stuff too. I figured out kind of slash that in with it. Because no one wanted to come out, they said, you're not doing anyone dealing with it. So they said, if you want to come down, we can give you some ideas before we come out.
So we tabled the motion, and the motion is waiting for more information, a more detailed proposal.
Okay.
So if you don't have that by next week, we'll just continue to table it.
Okay.
Okay? So, we're still waiting for additional bids for the emergency power generation system here. So I think,
I got one, I was talking to a guy today about it, he's gonna, actually, we had an issue with our air conditioning here. And he does generators too, Albert's Heating. And, he's gonna give me a quote either this week or the first of next week.
Can you have him separate the cost of actually doing the work to the service to, like, the service of it, which is recurring for the generator, right? The service for the generator, and then the weather. I have an electrician that came, yeah, and that looked at the problem that the one person quoted. I sent him that, and he's like, there's no way I can even tell you without them separating out, like, the fix and the install and the service. He's like, I'm not gonna do the service of those, but I could give you a quote to fix whatever or do that service, and it would be pretty.
So you wanna get it both ways?
Yeah, so like the initial quotes, they kind of bundled everything together, right? And then they attached the outside on, right? So he was saying like separate the service on like what we want to run, right? So garage doors, HVAC system, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what this guy does.
Yeah, so one quote for that, one quote to install the, like a separation of the install of the generator and the service, right? So they usually tack on like a yearly service thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the weather strip fix, which he also said, honestly, the screws rusted out. Just put new screws in that are weather, and then you don't have to worry about it. But if we ever got inspected for it, they'd make us redo the whole thing, which you need a full structure right now if it's not prepared. So, I don't know if that's something, but he said he doesn't know what they're really charging on that quote, because I think one was like 12 and one was 15 or something to that nature. I can't remember exactly.
I think the one quote did have a thing of how much did it just do that meter box, right?
Yeah, it was the meter box, but then the other part was the installation of the generator and the service switch. So, right, so that service switch together, it needs to be separated. Because electricians can just kind of go in there and do that separately, right? And he's like, it probably cost a couple grand to do, just to do that, right? So there's no way to tell if like that guy is putting.
One ain't no good without the other.
Sure, yeah, but you can switch that service out and then install the generator to run that service panel.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Not really.
You guys should go.
Yeah, well, basically, it's like, whatever needs to run off that generator needs to be in its own panel, basically, right?
Okay, well, it would be,
Yeah, so separating that,
because they're going to generator to that panel back.
yes. Yeah. We'll
The inside.
correct.
Depending on where we land with some funds, we're trying to liberate, so paying for this is going to be put off. So actually doing it is going to be put off, hopefully not all that much longer. So, but I would like to get this resolved. We need that, we have the bids in place, we can look at that stuff, and then we can free up the funding for this. I mean, we could take this out of our general fund and do it. We could do it that route, we can wait a little bit.
Because I asked this guy today, because I didn't even know this. And our issue we had here, he was nice enough, I called him 10 minutes, he was here.
Today was one of those issues those days that raises the issue, like, well, okay, what if the power does go? And we've got nothing, could equally be a freezing winter day, right? So having emergency power, I don't think we need to discuss this.
No,
I think we're all on the same page.
It'd be a good
I
idea,
think, right, yeah, so I think we need to figure out how to make this happen. I'd like to have it happen by September, at the latest.
Just put it on record too, just because you keep saying what happened today. The air conditioning stopped working here today. Brian had someone out here within 10 minutes and it was fixed within 45, just so everyone's aware. And it's on record.
Yeah, one transformer actually went bad, and then it burnt that transformer out of the other. So you change them both back.
It happens, it happens.
Yeah,
It's not a matter of if, it's when, yeah.
I mean, it's working good, thank goodness, but
Yeah,
that
that's,
air conditioning unit's in 2004.
it kind of brings up another point is, Jenna and I were talking and I was like, hey, reach out to the Christian school and see if we can have our meeting
It's
there.
working on borrowed time.
That was the case, right? So like maybe like an alternate, place
Gathering
to,
place,
yeah.
meeting place.
might be something to put on the radar, just in case, right?
That's still real research.
Yeah, because we would have to spend money to re-advertise if we wanted the new meeting, right? So to have something lined up like that.
Okay, so let's continue to move forward on that. I do want to recognize the hacking skills of Justin, who got into our camera system back there.
Yay.
It was amazing, you should have seen him working back there. Sparks were flying and the tools were everywhere. But we were able to get into that and so we can completely control that system back there. We do have one camera that's on the blink. And, it's a cheapo system, but we do have control of that. So thank you very much for that. So for equipment, so Brian, I'll just reiterate, if you need something, bring it to our attention. and then we will have that conversation and stuff like that. I'd like us to get out of our way, our own way, and get the stuff that we need. I mean, we have to do our due diligence and be prudent and stuff like that, but, yeah.
Did you get an email from the Seal Master?
Yeah, Steel Master.
He was supposed to send some stuff on Hotmart.
Oh, hot boxes? I did not get anything for that.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, let's, actually, we'll come full circle on that here in a second.
Okay.
So for our sewers, for MS4 stuff, one of the things that's on our radar, back in June, Bill Heaton did this, was our outfall survey. So we are behind, we haven't done that outfall survey. So,
Is there a survey?
it's on the calendar. Yeah, so it's basically, guys, they would go and they would look at the outfalls, the storm water outfalls, and inspect them, to see what condition they're in. I don't really know much beyond that, honestly. But I just want to say this is what Bill Heaton had done. It was a practice, and it's probably something that we should do based on our.
Yeah, I remember going around looking at it, but I don't know the paperwork, what he had to do with that.
Yeah. So I'll look and see what, I think I might be able to find some of that paperwork, what they ID'd, some of the outfalls and stuff like that. But it's something, I don't want it not to be on our radar, because we aren't liable for MS4 stuff.
Right.
Sure.
So, this is part of our our due diligence there. So for streets here, so our road paving for this year, we're probably not gonna have the big gun paving projects, but what can we do on a smaller level? I don't know, it depends on equipment, it depends on a lot of things, but, so that's still up in the air, our street road paving plan for that. Our roadside stormwater drainage project there, West 7th and 43rd. Do you agree you move on that?
Well, I've talked to the lady on the corner down there, and she had no problem taking that flower box and stuff out of there. I've knocked on that guy's door probably 8 times that lives next to her. I can't get a hold of him.
Jason, you know? Justin, you know?
Shadley's, is that the name of it?
Right next to.
I don't know what his name is, right next to her, the corner house.
Two dozen.
Got the
Yeah.
blacktop driveway.
Yeah. Yeah, they work during the day, so they're gone until 5 o'clock, usually.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'll see if I can get a hold of them.
If not, we'll do a letter. We'll do a letter, sort of just explaining this is what we're gonna do, and,
For some letter to call me, like,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, if I just give them your number, is that okay?
That's fine.
Perfect.
But it looks like we can move, we can get this going.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing holding me up. Cutting the driveway off.
FYI, there will be 65 utility poles replaced in the borough, electric. 65, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Changing from a 4 kilovolt to a 23 kilovolt system. That's a lot. So expect that to be coming. I just signed off on the plan from UK Light.
So that's all on their dime, like we're not.
Yeah. Yeah,
This means our power will be out.
Yeah. So they're gonna be putting those bigger poles in, those bigger images.
That's probably good.
Yeah, they've done a couple.
Yeah, they've already started.
It's just basically because of Chippewa, like the way it's upgrading, they're trying to keep everything updated.
No, I
Yeah.
know
Are
we're
they
gonna have,
replacing the poles that they did in like the last couple of years?
yeah,
Okay.
like down Rock, we have so many big trees that constantly fall. You know that, and there's a lot more that will fall within at least 1 or 2 along that strip. If they put those big, I don't know, are we responsible or are they responsible for replacing poles? If a tree comes down, that's what I'm saying.
It's their responsibility.
It's theirs, yeah,
So
it's
theirs?
Duquesne Lane,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
As well as the right, and it's important for us to know this.
Yeah.
They do not need our permission to come in and deal with the right of way underneath. They can spray, they can cut, they can do whatever. They don't need our permission at all. So, yeah.
Okay.
So that's coming down the pike there. That's all I have under Public Works. So we are, if nothing else, we are ready to go into executive session. I'm sorry, good and welfare. Mr. Good and welfare, Kathy, and then we will recess into executive session.
Oh, I don't have anything more to say than what I've already said.
Did you say something good and we missed it?
Yeah, it's about the carpeting stuff.
Did I say what?
Yeah, the carpet.
Yeah, the carpet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know, there's a lady on the corner of Matilda that has a dog that just barks at me every time I walk by.
That's because you don't pet it.
Stay off the street.
I know, that's what it is.
Only with your dog.
It is true, yeah.
I saw the cops going up your road the other day.
Go with it.
It was afternoon.
And speaking of police, the
we
police
don't
did
go in
sit
the house
on
while we're
Lennox
running by just to
during the whole
avoid you,
time.
it's
I
just.
just two
I
different
I'm just kidding, it's just funny
They were
to
sitting
me.
there.
That dog's a big baby.
Well, my dog is the same exact way when someone walks by, like our
And I'm
fence.
like, but as soon as he
But like,
left, he goes.
he
"How come
doesn't
just
care
buzzed
at all,
by?"
whatever, he's just like,
Yeah,
Oh,
I get my dog car out, and sit on the porch, say you're like,
It's a- yeah, but what
as soon as
time
I get ready to do, she wants to go with me, so she wants.
it's so funny that your dog's name is Sadie. It was my lab, I just.
My niece.
Okay, everybody, it is 7:49. We're going to recess into executive session. No business will be conducted. When we come out of executive session, we will adjourn the meeting for the evening. Thank you for coming. So it's 8:24. Let's come out of the recess. We're coming out of the recess of the executive session. No business was conducted. It is 8:24, and seeing that all of the I see no reason to carry the meeting any longer, and move the chair, the meeting is adjourned at 8:24.
Gavel.
Bam.